Sakura or cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Let's paint this tender spring flower with watercolors. An outline drawing is done, and now I will remove the excess amount of graphite off. Need to remove as much as possible. We are painting very light subject, flower is almost white, so no place for graphite marks. Now to color mixing. Adding water to my color palette. For the first mix, starting with blue violet. Next one is permanent rose. Third one is blue violet with a little touch of permanent rose, but very transparently. And the fourth mix, sap green, lemon yellow, alizarin crimson on the side with a little touch of sap green. And for the brown parts, Indian yellow, alizarin crimson, and sap green. A little touch of lamb black to make those browns a little bit darker, and Indian yellow to make it more vibrant. Now to painting. Be sure that your water is clean after mixing watercolors. I'm taking finer tip brush. This is a very small subject, and though it's enlarged, in real life it's much smaller. I'm taking the mix of permanent rose with a little touch of blue violet, very transparently, painting one section at a time, starting with petal. My amount of watercolor pigment on the brush is very small. Even now it looks quite visible, not as visible as in the reference, but still when the watercolors will dry up, it will be much more transparent. With white subjects, we need to move slower, more careful, more transparently, so we didn't make too saturated watercolor layers. Painting the flower head in this composition will be the easiest part. It's really just few layers of transparent watercolor mixes, and then we can move forward. And the leaf part is a bit difficult one in this composition. Pushing watercolors while the surface is wet where I need them. Be careful with the edge. Here is the beautiful part, that edge line is very crisp and darker, so that's why I'm starting applying watercolors from the edge line, as you noticed, because we need that beautiful thin looking crisp pink edge line. And watercolors flow beautifully, creating that crisp edge line around the petals. And as you can see, the first petal starts to dry up and it looks really transparent, light, fluffy, what we need to achieve with this cherry blossom. Adding finishing details, another layer of lemon yellow water layer to some areas, not completely to the lightest parts of those leaves. Looking on the whole composition, adding some extra contrast, some extra brush strokes. Now I'm at the finishing stage of painting this cherry blossom composition, and as you can see, the cherry blossoms were done very quickly and nothing too complicated there, but this branch and leaf part really took some time and effort because it's so many little details, so many tiny brush strokes to create it, and also a lot of color transitions. Everything was taken into consideration and painted as much more information as we see in the reference. I'm finishing this painting and I enjoyed this process very much. This is a very fresh looking painting. Learn a lot, learn patience, little brush strokes. This is really tiny work and still enjoyed. Hope you learned something new and liked the process, liked the tutorial. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching and see you in my next tutorials. Bye bye.